So
All right. So
whenever you're
now
ready, rock and roll.
we are always ready to rock and roll in the North South Connection Podcast Network with the latest edition of the Multiverse of Fabulousness, hosted by Keithie Langston, of course, Jonnie C., who is I. Keithie, happy Gunther Day.
Right? Aren't we excited about that? I
Oh,
am.
I am too.
Yes.
Mostly because of how it shames another individual, but we will talk about that. That's just a little peek behind the curtain. By the time you all are hearing this, you'll know that inevitably the Bengals would have defeated the Browns and the Jets probably beat somebody, maybe, unless it's their bye week, as it is NFL opening weekend.
Hmm.
Um, but we are recording this on Grunta Day, uh, which is the day that Grunta became the longest reigning intercontinental champion of all time.
You
So
like
I don't
saying that name, huh?
Well, I don't know about you, but I picture my like Ricky Bobby's like, I picture my Jesus as a ninja. I picture my Gunther as like Doctor Strangelove when he's talking to Vince. He's like, mine Gunther. I don't know if you've seen Doctor Strangelove.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean I didn't.
Come on now.
He
Come on.
like
Seriously.
he can't. Anywho, available on YouTube and on all app podcatcher devices as well. What we do here on the Multiverse of Fabulousness is we traverse the multiverse for pop culture variants. Usually we
Mm,
play a crazy cosmic game of what if. But Keith, today so much has happened in the world of wrestling
mm,
and popular culture and what
yes.
have you.
Hmm.
And because it's Gunther Day, I want to talk about that. And there were
Hmm.
a couple other things I wanted to talk about, and I wanted to play a few games and what have you. And this is
Sure.
what we're calling a potpourri episode of the Multiverse of Fabulousness. Pretend there's an Earth out there where our show has no inherent structure.
Potent potables.
What a great reference! You know, I miss Alex Trebek.
As do I.
He was a good Canadian.
It was a good man. Hmm.
Well, Damien, do it. You got to do it.
Oh, you want me to do? Why are you so nervous, my man? You
Yeah.
know, you
Why are
know,
you so nervous?
I don't, Damien and I watch Jeopardy all the time. Reptiles of the world is his favorite category. I think he wants to ask you if he can be a contestant. Go ahead, Damien, ask him.
That's so
I'm
cool.
out of here. Well, I guess we'll just have to settle for the home version of Jeopardy, Damien. I guess.
Well, goddamn, Damien, you got any crack? Um, it's funny. It's funny though
Yes,
because WrestleMania 7 is something I want to talk about tonight. But since our
sure.
show is a potpourri, the first thing I did want to talk about is Gunther Day.
I was gonna say eating potpourri. Have you ever had any of it?
It is Gunther Day. Today is, I guess,
Yeah.
the official day that Gunther becomes the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all
Hmm.
time. It's funny because I was watching a quick YouTube documentary on one of the old WWF video games, and the guy's like, "You can also play as the Honky Tonk Man, the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time." And this video was made a couple years ago, and I was like, "Wow!" For so long, that's been the thing,
Yeah.
and for so long, that has been what this crazy county fair shyster of a person,
Hmm.
barely a human being known as the Honky Tonk Man, has been living off of.
Yes.
So the first thing I want to ask you, Keith, is are you proud of Gunther? And then what do you think the Honky Tonk Man is going to do to make money for the rest of his life?
Well, okay. So hear me out. I am a New England Patriots fan, obviously, right? Coming from the Boston area. And the year that they went 16-0 and went to the playoffs and lost in the Super Bowl to the
They went 16-0.
they went 16-0, yeah, and then they lost
I
and
thought the
they
Dolphins were the only undefeated team in the NFL.
well, the Dolphins went all the way and won the Super Bowl.
Laces with the laces out, of course.
Yes. And there was that was the season. I think it was 1978. I want to say, um, and that was the big thing was that there's a certain player from the Miami Dolphins that year, who they always kind of card out. I feel like kind of like Hannibal Lecter style. His name is Mercury Morris, and every time it was 1972, and every time any team is having this like ridiculous like undefeated run in football, they always dig up Mercury Morris and warm him up and ask him if his thoughts on it, and he gives his thoughts, and then the team eventually loses and what have you. But when the Patriots went in '07 and they went undefeated throughout the whole season, and then they went into the playoffs and they lost the Super Bowl to the New York Football Giants. I hate that fucking team. Anyway, but the point I'm trying to make is that usually whenever anybody would have this ridiculous run in wrestling, all of a sudden the honky tonk man comes up. The honky tonk man comes up. It happened in the tag team division when New Day broke Demolition's record. But the honky tonk man hasn't tried to sue the WWF for concussion syndromes and CTE, so they'll talk about the honky tonk man more than they'll talk about Demolition, because Axe and Smash have tried to sue the WWF for back pay or whatever because of concussions. So I think that
Well, Crush is still available.
yeah,
Oh,
Crush.
wait, no, he's not.
Okay.
All right, fair enough. Moving
No
on.
one's bringing up Chronic. But I think that's kind of where you get that just they card out the honky tonk man. Now that that is no longer a thing, um, I mean he's probably still going to call himself the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time. I
Right,
mean,
because that's the kicker right there. The greatest.
yeah, and I mean but that's not. He was never the greatest. He
Sure.
he was the longest reigning, and 99% of his title defenses ended in countouts or disqualifications. So, you know,
I saw some playlist WWE put up on YouTube of like all of Gunther's title defenses, and while
yeah.
impressive, I was like, this is really all? Like,
Yes, I said that actually today, in a group chat where I was talking about it's only like 16 defenses, I think, and
yeah.
I went, that's kind of really weird that he's had 16 on-screen title defenses, and
Yeah,
over like, I mean, at this point, it's like an 18-month title reign.
sure. And some of those against multiple people, so maybe they count as more than one. But you're right. I feel like, well, but Honky Tonk Man, how often is he defending that thing? Just on like Saturday night's main events? I can't think of one pay per view where he defends it except for SummerSlam '88. That's when he fucking loses it.
Well, he defends it at WrestleMania 4 because
Yeah, right. You're right. You're right.
he
You're
beats
right.
Beefcake, I
You're right.
think. But no, I think that but see, the big thing is that especially at that time, all the money was made on the house show circuit.
Sure.
So he was defending the title every night on the house
As
show.
as Gunther is whenever they go to San Jose State
I'm
University
sure.
for a night.
Right, I'm sure he is. I think that the big difference now, and I think that this is where you kind of get into this interesting debate about whether or not his title reign is successful, is because he's not always defending it on television. Whether he's in a battle royal or he's in a tag team match or he's just in a non-title match, because I mean that happens, where there's a non-title match and he fights somebody. Um, if he's fighting like a guy who's higher up on the card, maybe that guy's not going to challenge him for the title. So yeah, there's differences. Do I think though that what he's doing? Here's the kicker. A lot of people will say that the Intercontinental title hasn't meant anything since since the Razor Ramon era. I would say prior to the Attitude Era. I think that while it was a nice kind of you know bargaining chip to have with matches like The Rock and Triple H or The Rock and Steve Austin, or it wasn't really anything to write home about. I think that the Attitude Era really kind of diluted, especially when they added more titles, and it diluted the matches and it diluted the value of the title, and it's really kind of moved on to that point. I thought they were kind of coming back to bringing it into prestige when like Brock was the one and only true world champ, and they had like Cena was the U.S. champ, and I think originally Daniel Bryan was the Intercontinental champ, and that was
Yeah,
supposed to be they were going to have like the IC champion was going to be on SmackDown, and he was going to kind of defend it every week, like Cena was defending the
that's
U.S. title, and
that's what I feel like I've said that on this show before. Before
yeah,
they came up with like a structure they have now that regardless of
right,
whether or not that title that Seth has means anything, at least everything's lined up now. I'm a fan of that.
exactly, yeah, and I think that that's a great way to showcase it. It's just it sucks because Daniel Bryan he couldn't wrestle, he got hurt, and that's what kind of like killed it. Because then it's ended up being a hot potato again, and you're going from the Miz and Dolph Ziggler and
Ugh,
whoever else it
Dolph.
is, and yeah, and it's just like nonsense. I liked when Cody brought back the original style of the belt with the white strap. I thought that was really cool. Um, it made everybody go nuts thinking that Cody was going to bring back the winged eagle for the world
Yeah,
title, and I don't know if that's going to happen, but maybe. But do I? Am I proud though? I think I like Gunther. I think that he's a great representative for that championship now. I really love the Chad Gable little story that they're doing arc with him.
Yeah, I
Um,
watched that match today. Those little girls broke my heart, man. That shit was sad. But it
well,
was
what I
but it was good. It was good. It was like because you knew they were not, smartened up.
yes, and I knew that he wasn't going to win the title. But what I was really hoping for was, and this would have been very honky esque, was kind of like a schmoz finish or something where maybe he wins by count out or he wins by a disqualification, Chad Gable, and then it's like, let's say he wins by disqualification because Imperium comes in when it looks like Gunther's just about to tap out, and they come in and they break it up, and then he loses. And then what it does is you can go to the next show, maybe the next premium live event, and there's a steel cage match, and you bring
Sure.
out the old school blue bars, the blue bar cage, and then you kind of do that. I don't know if you remember when one of the times the Steiner brothers beat Money Inc. It was because I believe Ted DiBiase or IRS, one of them got stuck in the cage hanging upside down, and then the Steiners just climbed down. And I was like, that would be an awesome way to kind of have Gunther lose because, again, it kind of keeps him strong where he got stuck in the cage. It's not his fault, kind of thing. He wasn't on the ground unconscious while Chad Gable climbed out or whatever. But it leaves him strong for him to go to the next because what I was, and we were again, I was talking about this on the chat today, and I was kind of saying like I don't need to see any more ridiculously long, lengthy title runs for champions anymore. Like, we can go back to the days where people have it for a couple of months and then it moves on to the next person. Like, what I'd like to see is I'd like to see Cody dethrone Reigns at Mania next year and then at like SummerSlam have him lose to Gunther and have Gunther be the champion for a few months and then maybe he loses at WrestleMania or before that or whatever. I'm okay with it. So I feel that he's ready to move on to the next level. He even cuts a pretty decent promo, which is kind of cool. So I like him. Yeah, I mean, I'm good to see it move on to somebody. It'll be different. I hope that like if Chad Gable was to win it, like at the next, he cut a promo afterwards that was on like. It's funny they still do exclusive WWE.com stuff, and it was like, I'm not done yet. Like he's taking his tape off. He's like, I'm not done. It was embarrassing having like my kids were crying, and he said something like, "Daddy's not going to win." I forget what he said exactly. I'm paraphrasing, but long story short, he's like, "This isn't over," and I don't think it is. And I don't know. I think the next one's what Fastlane, and the next
Yeah.
premium live event's Fastlane. I mean, they need to have it be a stipulation match where, and this is where Chad Gable, conquers the beast. Now you have in the record books, you got I don't know, whatever reigns for the most of the championships. Like, he's never gonna beat Bruno or Pedro
No,
or
no, no, no.
Hogan or whatever, but he's on the list of whatever. He's the greatest champion recently. You got New Day has the record for the tag titles. You got Gunther has the record for the Intercontinental Championship. And then nobody gives a shit about the other championships. But
Right. I don't even know like who you would say the definitive United States champion of the WWE is. Chris Benoit comes to mind.
maybe.
I'm not trying to like,
I
you know,
know.
but it does. Like I see him with the belt. Was he the
Right.
first? Is that why I'm thinking that?
Um,
At Vengeance, him and Eddie had a match. Or was Eddie the first?
no, I don't even know.
I
No,
also
I
think
think I think Chris Benoit was mostly because he had that match. He had that like that those matches with Booker T.
and didn't he beat Orlando Jordan to win it in like 8 seconds at the
Yes,
Dominic SummerSlam?
yes, yes,
God,
yes.
my
Dominic.
wife knows who Dominic Mysterio is because we were not married at the time, but whenever that SummerSlam was, it was we were been together for a couple of years, but we're watching it at my brother's house, and she's half paying attention, talking to my sister-in-law, but then she looks over and she sees this child shaking the ladder, because Dom like shakes the ladder, and she's like, "Who is that?" And I was like, "It's Dominic
Who is that?
Mysterio." Blah blah blah, and so I'm like, "Look at the TV." I'm like, "That's the little boy that shook the ladder." She's like, "Fuck, we're old."
That guy?
Yeah. I was like, "Yeah, he's the greatest entertainer in the history of our sport."
Yeah.
Big Dom that he is. So what I have to say about Gunther is that, um, to me, I will fully admit I'm a very casual fan of the modern product. I keep aware of what is going on each week,
Hmm.
um, but I really only watch the PLEs.
Right.
But I did watch, like, I watched Gunther Gable. I heard it was good. Like, I'll try to seek something out if I hear it's really good. But my point is that to me, I don't know what that Fastlane pay per view is, but I'll tell you, if Gunther is defending the Intercontinental Championship in a match that sounds like it could be decent to watch, to me, now the Intercontinental title is a main event in my mind. You saw with Payback, these events aren't going to be always headlined by guys like Roman, and maybe it's going to be like Seth and Shinsuke, which is fine.
Right.
Like, but that's not, that's not.
That's not the
It's like an in your house level
yeah.
main event.
Well,
The
that's what these are, though. I mean, we
right.
should think of these PLEs like that, you
I,
know?
I agree. And the Intercontinental title could main event an in your house now. So I think that's a
Sure.
powerful thing. And I'm not like a huge fan of the belt design, but now I know the belt, and to me, that is forever Gunther's belt. Like, that's the Gunther one.
Yeah.
The same way you would be like, you think of the globe blue one that Austin got after 14, and you're like, well, that's the Austin Rock belt. I don't
Right.
know.
Right.
Um, but yeah, that's, and I am excited to see the Honky Tonk Man
Hmm.
just become relegated to the back of the county fair.
Yeah.
Like, man, I'm gonna tell you, now, what if he came back and tried to find a new protege to take the title from Gunther?
No.
No, you're done with it,
No. The fact that they didn't even entertain an idea of having him show up and do anything
right?
just goes to show you that they have no interest. And honestly, I would say that's probably a Triple H decision.
Sure, yeah, because Triple H. That's because Triple H is embarrassed of being a wrestler, and it's guys like the Honky Tonk Man. Wait, what'd you say, boy? I'm not jealous. I'm a great the game. But my point is that you know they have to shine it up, and the Honky Tonk Man's just a carny,
Yeah.
and that's what it reminds them of, and so that's why they're eliminating all these carny things,
Yeah.
and what have you. It's funny. The Usos are definitely the best champs of all time in the tag team division. But you say the New Day's has the record.
I think New Day has the record over Demolition. Um, I
Who
mean,
now is it? All three?
no, it was actually no, it was the original run that they had when they it was WrestleMania 4 through it was like
No,
the
is it all three members of New Day? I mean, in the history books.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think yeah.
What's the kayfabe reason for the Freebird rule? Do you know? Like, was there ever like a paper-based document? Their President Jack Tunney was like, "Well, the Freebirds are."
You know, I don't even think the Freebird rule was well, let me see. Yeah, no, I don't think the Freebird rule was not a WWF thing. That was an NWA thing.
No, I know, but since they own everything now, my Jack Tunney shtick was just an excuse to do the impression.
It's a good impression though, nonetheless.
Thank you,
No, I mean,
Howard.
I think that I think well because I think always up until the last incarnation of the Freebirds, they always had three people, and it was just Michael Hayes, and then whatever the combination was with Terry Gordy, was with whatever it was always an incarnation of like um, Buddy Roberts, Terry Gordy, Jimmy Garvin, Bad Street. I mean, they always had a three man kind of group running with Hayes, and I think when see, they never won any. They never won. I don't think they ever won anything in the WWF. They never won anything in the WWF.
Yeah, I don't
So,
think they were even there at the same time. That
well,
being Gordy
they were
and
there at
Hayes.
they were there back in like the late '70s. I want to say for
Oh,
like
that shit doesn't count.
yeah
Before
for
anything,
well, but
the only thing that counts, the only thing that happened before WrestleMania that counts is Hogan winning the belt in the Garden.
yeah, but that's it's well, it still counts though because that's the thing is that the Freebird rule was invented back in the NWA, probably back in the '70s, or maybe even WCCW. Who knows? But I think it was the NWA, and essentially what they said is that anytime there's a multi-man team, you can if two members of it win it, the other two members can wrestle with it, and that happened.
Oh, so the
That's
so the wrestling license for the Fabulous Freebirds has all members listed, and it
correct.
just so happens that Hayes and Gordy wrestled that night.
Correct.
I,
And
I like that.
that that happened too, where you had like Ivan Koloff and Nikita Koloff. Oddly enough, had Crusher Khrushchev, who was Barry Darso. So yeah, but they had they could wrestle in that way where it was like maybe I think Nikita and Ivan won the tag belts, but
I'm
then
sorry, La Femme Nikita. Was there an in there?
No, it might have been. That very well could have been me.
No.
Nikita Koloff. That's what Boston people do. We add R's where there's no R.
On la femme, Nikita.
Nikita Koloff, and then Krusha
The
Khrushchev.
Crusher Crucius.
Krusha Khrushchev. No, but I mean, you had probably Nikita and Ivan probably won the tag titles, and then brought in Barry Darso to be Krusha Khrushchev, and then they defended it. You had the Wyatts, but the Wyatts were only like Eric Rowan and Luke Harper. But I mean, they had a group for a while where they could be, I guess Bray could defend the title. I don't know. Bray might have won it actually at one point.
It was it Eric Rowan and Luke Harper that were the Hammer people?
Yes.
I saw them live because I went to a SmackDown. I was like, it's the Hammer people.
Yeah.
Were they the Hammer brothers? Did Nintendo sue them? Because Nintendo has the Hammer brothers to fight Mario.
Yeah.
And the Boomerang brothers.
They must have Bludgeon Brothers is what they were.
Oh, I wanted to call them the Brawling. Who are the Brawling Brutes?
No. Well, the Brawling Brutes are Sheamus.
Oh, that's why I know that.
Butch,
yes.
Butch and the other guy.
And just to Gunther real quick, Von Kaiser, is that a Punch-Out reference?
Well, it is. I mean, Von Kaiser is one of the guys in there. Yeah.
Is he like his Hans? Is he like Gunther defend title for glorious nation? Is he like his propaganda guy?
He might be.
I know he's not German. I know they're Austrian, but Dr. Strangelove's just too fun of an impression to do, at least in the character. The character.
I mean, Hitler was Austrian. No, but I mean, it's some people do say that it's a very vague reference to, them being like.
I mean, there's nothing funny about Hitler, folks, but Keithie's dynamite reference was well timed.
I mean, hasn't enough time passed we can laugh about the guy? I don't know.
Well, I mean, making jokes at their expense is absolutely what you need to do.
No, but I mean, I think, because it's the same thing. You take anybody with a German name or German sounding name or German sounding accent, you got to make them a fucking Nazi. I mean, that's just how it goes.
No, in wrestling for sure.
Oh, pal, we're going to make him a Nazi, pal. He's going to be great. We're going to have him come out and do the salute and all the whole 9 yards. It'll be fun.
Hey, I know I'm a cowboy that made a bunch of money in the stock market, but can I be one of them too?
I'm going to goose step around. Fucking asshole. Can we talk about that dickhead for a minute in the next one? But I think, so getting back to, what were we talking about? The Freebird rule?
Yeah, just like the kayfabe rationalization between that's the stip, I love little shit like, I got a one-night manager's license, so the thing is our wrestling license says the Freebirds.
Yeah.
Fucking who licensed people to wrestle? Is it like a veterinarian?
It's got to be. Well, I think it's Dr. George Lahori.
Oh, absolutely. You got a little punch card. Your 10th time, it's free.
Just like a sub.
No doubt.
Just like Elaine's bad sandwich that she lost the card. Remember that?
Oh, denim vest. See, that's my jam. Ironically,
the denim vest. You rock one of those?
No. I was gonna say that the last season of Seinfeld is my favorite.
Yeah.
I know that's not popular, and I understand.
Who doesn't think it's popular? It was like one of the best. It was like one of the most popular shows.
No.
Seasons of the shows.
Well, I know, but I feel like there's some sort of Larry David was less involved or something. I don't know what the thing is, and some purists maybe hate it. I don't know, but
look, you can't listen to people like that because you go back and you watch the parking lot episode or the bet, and those seasons had good episodes and okay episodes. That last season, I think that's the one that has when the sneakers get stolen. Isn't that the one where the mom and pop store gets stolen? Isn't that the one with the Kenny Roaster chicken? Isn't that the one where Kramer butters himself? Yeah,
that's the premiere.
It's the one where
it's the one with the Frogger, which is my favorite episode.
It's George at the Play Now.
Yes, Play Now, George. Yes.
Oh my God, that's an amazing episode, amazing season.
It's the one with Festivus.
Banya.
Yeah,
Banya makes a couple appearances and stuff. That's the one where Kramer sells him his suit when he's in the freaking ladies' department. I mean, come on, that's a great season.
No, you're
Don't-
right, and we're forget. Oh, that the Frogger episode is the one with the Lopper. I was gonna say, don't forget
yeah,
the one
the
with the Lopper.
Lopper. Yeah, the Lopper.
The
Peter Stamare. Come on, like
yeah,
that's a great season. Don't you ever apologize for being a Seinfeld. What season? What was that? 7, 9, whatever. What season?
9, I think.
Yeah. Don't you ever apologize for being a Seinfeld final season fan.
All right, good. I
That's a
won't.
great. That's a great season.
Well, speaking of television, all right.
Moving on.
We talked about, and I like that. I like, see, that's where, look what Gunther got us. Imagine what these
Yeah.
next things are going to get. But
Oh,
that's sort of
here we go.
what this episode's about. Our conversation is multiversal.
Yep.
Where do you stand? Do you watch the television program Heels?
Oh my god, I just started like episode 1 of season 1 like today.
Seriously?
I did. I was looking for
Are
something.
you fucking kidding me?
No, because I just what I just watched is I look for something like to watch like during my lunch or when I'm
Sure.
just sitting around bored at work. And I was I had just finished watching like I binged like Fleabag on Amazon Prime.
I binged that right after I watched Dial of Destiny.
Yeah, and I was like, that was a great. So I just finished that like this week. So I said, all
That's a
right.
great show. That's my
Yeah.
Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
I love her. I don't know what it is about her, but there's something that's like sexy about her.
Hey, right?
Yeah, like
Right?
something about her that's like, and it's not that she's not an unattractive.
No, I know.
woman. She's very attractive, but there's just something that's like,
Well, she's
'cause you know-
British, and
well, you know the
as
thing.
Americans were,
true, but you know that there's the difference between like attractive and sexy,
absolutely.
and it's like it's just something that's
Same
like
with men
sexy.
too. Same with men too. Like
sure.
they're not gonna like.
Hey man, there's two weather channels there's two weather channels. There's two channels in Boston that we have, and one of them's a woman, one of them's a man. They are both beautiful. Like the guy that's on one of the weather channels. I'm like, that's a handsome man. Like that is a good looking man.
Yeah, dude. I took my kids to see Blue Beetle, and I looked at my daughter. I was like, "So did you like it?" She's like 13, and she's like, "Yeah, I did like it." Surprisingly, she had no idea, and she was like, "He was kind of hot," and I was like, "He is a good looking kid." Like, because he's a kid to me. I was like, and that's the thing. Like, I get it. Like, I totally understand why someone's attracted to the Blue Beetle kid.
Sure.
Or like, like I'm not so.
There is not the last season of Cobra Kai, but the season before, he was kind of pudgy though. And I was talking to my friend, and he was like, "Oh, because he was probably working out and trying to get in shape for the." And I was like, "No, he was looking like a little chunky." Like
I'm not, and I mean, I totally get what you're putting down, and it only stands out because the show is about a kid where he's like, Rob Van Dam, like or Jeff Hardy, like he flies around and shit. Yeah. So I'm always trying to relate it back to wrestling. So you really honestly started watching Heels today, because I did the same. I watched the latest episode of Heels, season 2, episode 7, the penultimate. On my lunch break today.
Okay.
And okay, so the reason I found it was a comfortable topic, and I will not spoil anything. This is about one person in the show.
Okay.
And their performance. Have you met Wild Bill yet?
Yeah, it's oh god, what's his
Chris
name?
Bauer.
Yes, and I love him. I love him as an actor.
I only know him from 2 shows, and I know one of them's True Blood, and I know you watched it, so I knew that we could have this conversation. And I found him very good. He's got such I can't do an impression because you can't like.
He's got a great accent, a great like Southern Texas-ish act. You know what? He actually has like, I feel like he has a Creole Louisiana accent, like .
Well, and we talked about the Freebirds earlier. Like I said, I'm not gonna spoil any plot points, but I've heard.
Oh, is he like supposed to be Michael Hayes?
Yes, but a Michael Hayes that sort of was as popular as Hogan. He's like if Hogan was Michael Hayes in a way.
Yeah. Okay.
Because Wild Bill, if you've seen the first episode, he comes down to scout Ace for Vince.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So, but later in seasons, like you see flashbacks of him like filming a movie. And it's like, and it's like, he's like, yeah, we're in the 3rd one now. And I'm like, oh, so you're Hogan level of famous, but you act like Michael Hayes. I also know him from being the teacher that sexually assaults the girl at the beginning of The Devil's Advocate. Did you play the game Special Places with Mr. Guy? You wrote he ate 1,000 pancakes.
That is unbelievable. Like that was my first introduction to him as an actor,
Yeah,
and I was
he
like
he's
so
great.
creepy in that. That's like, not to go on another tangent, but David Harbour, who
Yeah,
we
yeah.
know,
Red Guardian
yeah, and also he was
and
Hellboy, and
right,
also in he's
Stranger.
yeah, he's in
Oh yeah,
Stranger
also
Things,
recently in Gran Turismo the movie. I know everybody out there saw that.
but he plays Hopper. That's where everybody knows him from, Hopper, really. And but he was in very early on in his career. He's in an episode of like Law and Order SVU.
Wait, what was the show called? Law and Order. I wish I had an accent. They're so cool.
What did I say?
Law and Order.
Law and
That's right. The rest of the episode, I'm just going to talk like Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
You know what
Ah,
the fun
okay.
you know what the funny thing is though is that there was there was one of the episodes of oh god, I can't remember what it was. I think it was a no holds barred episode, and Justice, I think like Jenny was on it from the Jenny position, and she said something Law and Order, and she said Law and Order, like she said it like a normal person would. And then Justin JT was like, "We need Keithie on here to go Law and Order," and I went, "Yeah, Law and Order is it's." Listen, the Boston accent is a whole another creature. What do you
Hey,
want
it,
from
it
me?
makes me jealous. We're talking about Chris Bauer's accent. We're going to get back to Chris, I promise. I just
You
wanted to
don't.
say it out loud so I didn't
There's
forget.
no accent in the Ohio River Valley that you. Isn't that where you live?
I guess I don't know. I really don't know if this is called the Ohio River Valley. Yeah, I mean, we have. You can't call us podunk because we have the world's like highest paid athlete now.
That's true.
I don't know if it's the world or just the sport. No, he can't be more paid better than a baseball
No,
player.
he's not play. He no, he doesn't make more money than.
Motherfucker ain't playing
No, he
baseball.
ain't playing baseball, and believe me, he's gonna be. You know what's really funny? This is only gonna last for a couple months, and then Shohei Otani is gonna get his contract, and it's
Right.
gonna
That's
be
true.
the
That's
most
true.
ridiculous contract in the history of our sport. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes, it
no,
will.
anyway. So getting back to Chris Bauer, being the pedophile
I
teacher.
didn't touch that girl, Keanu Reeves. God damn it! Your accent's all over the place.
Soul's mine.
God damn it! My
It's
dad.
the final fig leaf. Pacino was so good in that movie. Like they should have given him all the awards that year.
And you got Delroy Lindo doing an accent in that
That
movie,
movie is so off the
and
charts.
Coach is in it.
I love, yeah, that movie's so off the charts. I love that movie. I
I love,
love it.
I
And,
love Coach.
oh god, that movie's so bananas.
It is.
Uh,
But that's so. Anyway, in this second season, you'll have to give me an update if you end
okay,
up binging it or something. But and again,
yeah,
no spoilers. This is all about Chris Bauer. For
mhm,
anyone out there who's thinking about it, it's a really interesting little show. The best example I can give it was that the first season was very sort of like small in scope. The second season is akin to the first season, as X Men United is to X Men.
okay,
But it's still extreme. I mean, I love X Men United.
yeah,
Um, but Chris Bauer is really just fucking bringing it, man. Like I'm nomination worthy.
sure, why not?
Like I don't know. He gets this carny. I know, which is a phrase I've used a lot. It's probably because I've been binging season 2 of Heels, and
Sure,
Wild Bill is that character that's an old school type of wrestler, but like he's also like he's like a wordsmith. He has a way with words, and he's
hmm
he's almost like a cult leader in a way, but one who's like not a piece of like it's like he
yeah,
he gives these rousing speeches, and he uses 16 words when you could get away with only using 4, which I'm obviously a huge fan of.
yeah,
And Chris Bauer's voice we've talked about, and his fucking get up and this handlebar fucking mustache that he's got.
yeah,
And you put that together with the dude who used to host Guts with Mo.
yeah,
Mike, this is Mo. I'm standing on top of the aggro crag with the purple team representative.
guts.
Hi, thanks, Mo. Yo, I'm wearing BK Knights. Mo, what are you wearing? Well, Mark, I can't afford shoes as I've never been adequately paid for my role on Nickelodeon's Guts.
You're talking about Mike O'Malley is the
I
other guy.
am talking. He's like the creator of the show.
Mike O'Malley was from, I believe, from Boston, New Hampshire. I think. Yeah, Boston, New Hampshire.
God
So
damn.
he's a Northeast guy. Yeah.
My college roommate loved that fucking show with Mike O'Malley, the sitcom, and
Oh,
I
yeah,
was like,
yeah,
dude, that show is so dumb. And he's like, I
yeah.
don't know, it's pretty funny. I was like, the show has one plot. Oh, kind of conservative wife. Mike O'Malley can't afford Christmas presents. Let's get his kids some Christmas presents. Like that's and like, hey, yeah, it's a good thing you did for me right there. You know, like that's every fucking episode.
My
But Mike
God, my
O'Malley
lord.
plays the owner slash booker of an ECW style promotion.
Oh, is he what's his name?
I almost want to say
Uh,
Jimmy King. God damn it.
it's
It's
not Jimmy King. No, it's not Jimmy King. Oh, what's
Florida
his name?
Wrestling Dystopia. What is his name?
Yeah. Oh God.
Oh, it's gonna piss me off. Andy
No,
Dufresne.
it's not Andy. Andy Dufresne.
Andy
Charlie
du-
Gully.
Charlie Gully. Andy
Andy.
Dufresne was
Andy
a wrestler
Dufresne.
in Dystopia, Florida Wrestling.
Andy Dufresne went into the ring and came out. He went into the ring of shit and came out smelling clean.
But it's pretty good. And the
Well, my
one
thing is, I love Stephen Amell.
ooh,
I love
really?
Mary. I love Mary McCormick.
Okay,
Uh,
what's Mary McCormick from? Give me something.
Mary McCormick. She's in Private Parts. She was in Private Parts, the Howard Stern
She's
movie.
Howard Stern's wife.
Yeah, she was Howard
Dude,
Stern's wife,
she
but
was hot in the 90s.
yes, and she was also in she was in what was the TV show that she did? Uh,
CBS show Jag.
no, it was like a USA show, In Plain Sight. It was like a USA show. Yeah, she was.
Oh,
That was like her. That was her like not her breakout. It wasn't her breakout. She was on like The West Wing.
okay.
She's a character actress. She's kind of like oh, I just had the actress and I had it on the tip of my tongue and then I lost it.
She's really good too.
This is gonna sound kind of crazy because she's not a. They're not even in the same realm because I don't even believe the other actress ever even did a television show, but I kind of feel like she's the um like the poor man's Diane Lane.
No, I get that. I get what you're saying.
And it's kind of like how you had
Because Diane Lane can take a leading lady role, or she can be one of an ensemble, or
right.
just a little
But
spice.
Diane Lane is like a phenomenal actress and has been acting, you know. But that's kind of like how I used to say that like Jenna Fish I just did it again.
Jenner Fisher,
Jenna Fisher was oh god, what's her name? The poor man's
Amy Adams.
no, she's in no, Amy Adams is the Amy Adams Ela Fisher is the poor man's Amy Adams. They
Oh,
look
I was
alike.
gonna say. I thought you were gonna say she's better. I was like, you're out of your mind.
No. Maura Tierney. Jenna Fish is like the poor man's Maura Tierney.
Who
I
in
feel like.
turn is the poor man's Julia Roberts.
I don't. I love how we're just shitting on all of these actresses.
Well, and
And
I feel bad, but Maura Tooney is in the movie Liar Liar, which features Macho Man Randy Savage and Ravishing Rick Rude in the Cage of Death. So it's
it, they are in that.
and just their names.
Oh, okay. Oh, I was like, really?
It does have Carrie
Um,
Elways though, when he's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and one for good luck.
Carrie Elways.
He struck the child. Did you see that?
I love Carrie Elways.
I do too. He's a fucking national treasure, just like
He
that
is.
movie National Treasure that I've never seen.
The best thing about Carrie Elways is that he tells the Andre the Giant fought story on
Right.
Regis and not Regis and Kathy, not Regis. It's Kelly and what's his name? Ryan Seacrest, Kelly and Ryan. And he tells the fought story. You know the fought story, right?
Yeah, we talked
Yeah.
about it in our episode where we did
Oh,
the tournament of movies.
okay. Yes. Okay. Yes, that's right. We did. Yes, that's right. So, and I love that Carrie always tells that on like national TV, like Good Morning
Right?
America. Like
Well,
people are
it's
people
an
are eating
endearing story.
breakfast. It's a great story.
All right, so I'm going to move on to the next topic only because it's difficult to get into the ins and outs, but this is a pretty hard recommendation from Johnny C because I know we're all wrestling fans here to check it out and see if it works for you. If it does work for you, stick for season 2 and it gets a lot more into sort of, I guess I would argue, the business side of wrestling or like
That's cool.
I don't know,
I just started it today, so I mean,
and I
haven't even formed an opinion yet.
I can't believe the Ace is not one of the Scars guards.
No, he looks exactly like a Skarsgård.
Right.
That's the funny thing.
There's
He
some
looks
epi-
exactly like Alexander Skarsgård. That's the problem.
He's also really good as well. But speaking of movies, Keith, I've put together this is sort of an exercise, okay?
Okay.
So I was listening to something that was taking place in 1999. They were talking about wrestling. And I started thinking about how 1999 is like a really shitty pay-per-view year, okay?
Hmm.
And I've done this exercise before where I took a look back at past WrestleManias and
Hmm.
looked at what was number one in the box office the weekend that WrestleMania came out to see if there was any sort of brand synergy there. So what I've done is I have got the number one film at the box office for the weekend of every WWF pay-per-view from 1999,
Oh
and and
boy.
and I just want to run through them and ask if you've seen it and if you have any like, did you see it in theaters?
Yep.
If so, what's your quick elevator pitch review? And
Mhm.
then, do you think it relates to the pay-per-view that took place that weekend in any way, shape, or form?
Okay.
January 24th, 1999. I saw this movie. This was the last week. It was number one at the box office. It was his fourth week of release. Varsity Blues. Night guys minute left when you run out.
I actually have never seen Varsity Blues,
Wow.
mostly because I am not a James Vanderbeek fan.
You know
I'm
what?
sorry.
If you're not a James Vanderbeek fan, then I don't want your life.
Exactly.
No, everybody fucking says that.
No, it was. You know why? It's because that was the one line from the trailer that it was on every single commercial, and I feel like we saw that commercial on every episode of Raw. So that's
It
probably.
wouldn't surprise me.
Hmm.
And that's another thing too. I was wondering, like, did you see commercials for these? Like, this sort of takes you back to that time and place. This is, of course,
Yeah.
the Rumble where McMahon wins,
Hmm.
and he's like an evil coach, like John Voight.
Mm. He sure is. So there's synergy there.
There is. So I saw it in theaters. I've seen it. It's one of those movies I've probably seen like 12, 13 times. Like, not really because it's like, don't get me wrong, I don't have like a fucking day of the year I rewatch Varsity Blues. It's just I saw it as a kid. I
Sure.
was in, I just, what are you gonna do? Like, what are you gonna do? Some of those movies you
Yeah.
grew up with. The St. Valentine's Day Massacre has some brand synergy only because it took place on Valentine's Day, and this was the number one film in February, Valentine's Day weekend. Message in a bottle. I think that's the Keanu Reeves Sandra Bullock flick. No, Message in a Bottle's Kevin Costner and somebody. I was thinking of the Magic Mailbox movie.
Yeah.
Fuck, what's Message in a Bottle? That's Kevin Costner and Kelly Lynch? I have to look it up. I thought I came prepared, fans.
Message in a
It's a
bottle.
Lewis Sparks
Yeah.
novel, so like the Hangover.
Mm.
No, what the Ryan Gosling movie.
The Hangover.
It is
The
the eight.
Notebook.
The Notebook. Thank you. See, I knew it was the
Yeah.
something. Okay, it's
Robin Wright.
Robin Wright
Kevin
Penn.
Costner and Robin Wright. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Paul Newman. I think Paul Newman
Um.
dies in it.
Yeah. Yeah. Did I see it in the theaters? I did not see it in the
I
theaters.
don't think either of us have because we
Did
don't
I
know.
watch it? Did I actually see this movie? Probably. I would say probably. Like I
So
probably had an ex-girlfriend or something who wanted to
let
watch
me
this.
guess.
So.
Kevin Costner's wife dies, and he throws a message in a bottle, and Robin Wright Penn finds it over on Themyscira, and she comes and finds him.
I mean, that sounds pretty good to me. Yeah, a woman discovers a tragic love letter in a bottle on a beach and is determined to track down its author.
Jesus, that's so fucking 90s, man. So Nora
Mm-hmm.
Ephron. So
Mm-hmm.
that's
Yeah.
crazy. I mean, I
So as far as synergy, I would only say because it happened to be out. It's a love story, and it happens to be out the same week as St. Valentine's Day Massacre. But I would
eh,
not say that
well,
it is. Yeah, I would not say
it's a
the movie
love
is.
story, and we loved the debut of the Big Nasty Paul White. That's the Big Nasty King. I've heard him called that by his friends
That's
backstage.
that is a stretch that I will allow.
Never forget he was the Big Nasty for like 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Number three, WrestleMania 15 was a force of nature when it invaded Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And the number one film that weekend was Forces of Nature with Ben Affleck and Sandra Bullock. I have not seen it. I love Ben Affleck. Like,
Um.
I would have Ben Affleck's children, but that I can't think of any brand synergy.
No.
And this is the season. We're still in the season where the big movies aren't coming out. We start to get pretty big from this moment forward. All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But, Backlash.
Real quick, oddly enough,
Oh yeah.
Mara Tierney's in Forces of Nature.
See, I'm telling you, man. She was hot off a Liar Liar. That's why. It was only 2 years later. And don't forget, she was in Primary Colors, which I just watched the other day, the year
Yeah,
before.
she is in that. She was also in ER for like ever. So
Yes. Oh my God. So I did not know one of the bad guys from RoboCop was on ER, and a helicopter fell on him.
first the helicopter cut his arm off. He had 2 helicopter
Right.
attacks. That helicopter had his name in his book.
That is some like Grey's Anatomy shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh God. It is, but it isn't. Like Grey's Anatomy is like next level bananas.
right.
But that's like every other friggin' television doctor show ever. Like
Yeah.
so
But
much sex going on in the hospital, it's ridiculous.
I just love that he was like, the helicopter cuts his hands off and then crashes, and the second one's falling. He's like, "No, you're dead. We killed you. We killed you."
And then he comes out and he's like,
He is the guy that gets melted. Oh, you know who loves Gunther's Intercontinental title reign is director of RoboCop, Starship Troopers, Hollow Man, Basic Instinct, Showgirls, and Total Recall, Paul Verhoeven. Hello, Gunther. This is Paul Verhoeven.
Paul Verhoeven. He directed Sven
I think
Olsen.
Don't look. We're gonna table that joke for later, okay? Because we have a
Sven Olsen makes a comeback. Nice.
we
All
have
right.
a game.
Jingle all the way. Is that what it is?
No, I like that Paul Verhoeven is fun. Backlash. Is this the Backlash with the Oh, this is the Backlash with the Boiler Room Brawl where Teddy Long says the winner is mankind.
Yeah.
Like, so for years in high school, my friends would like if I was waiting on them to get out of the like they'd say they're in a meeting or waiting for them to get done with their locker, and they turn around, I'd often grab their arms and go, "The winner is mankind," because the way Teddy Long says it just really popped us that night.
It also was funny because isn't that after like the Big Show gets thrown out of the corporation?
Yeah, he goes from one of the corporate team's hired guns to being a solo
In the
act,
union.
to being in the union, to being in the Unholy Alliance.
That's right.
My
cat's tail is making an appearance.
Oh, what's your cat's name? Pussy
Dante.
Galore?
No, yeah, Pussy
Oh,
Galore.
you big
No,
Devil May Cry fan? Or no, you're a fan of 1997 Pierce Brosnan. That volcano's exploding into Hamilton.
Jesus. That volcano is going to erupt all over Dante's Peak.
Okay, so speaking of volcanoes erupting, which reminds me that 1997, which we're not talking about, we might have to sometime, was the year of natural disaster films because you had Volcano LA. It was originally called Volcano LA. They changed its volcano. Don't tell me it wasn't fucking called Volcano LA. Came out the same year as Dante's Peak. Volcano LA is one where Tommy Jones like, there's a goddamn volcano, and I want a volcano barrier around every fucking 5 feet. Where was I going with this though?
1999, also the year of natural disaster movies.
No, 1997, I think was the year of Deep Impact and Armageddon.
Yeah.
And I recently listened to the Armageddon audio commentary for the very first time.
Ooh.
And no, here's the thing. It's hilarious because Michael Bay is so fucking serious, and then they'll cut to Ben Affleck, who recorded alone away from everybody, and he's like, oh yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Let's fucking go drill a hole in the moon. Like he's totally talking shit about it.
He is,
but clearly enjoying himself. The number one movie during Backlash was The Matrix. I saw it opening weekend. I'm sure you at least saw it.
I think I did. Yeah, no, I think I saw it opening weekend too. That was a happening.
It's a happening.
It's a happening.
Put yourself in that mindset, though. It's 1999. Was that the year Family Guy debuted after the Super Bowl?
Yep.
Because the Matrix Super Bowl commercial was insane. It was just like 10 seconds or 30 seconds, and it was short clips of little things, and then it's like Lawrence Fishburne, you cannot be told. No one can be told what the Matrix is.
No one.
You must see it for yourself. And then it was like, what is the Matrix.com? Like you didn't even know what it was.
Be told what the Matrix is. He had a very William Shatner-esque speech pattern there.
I love the Matrix 4. I said it out loud.
I think you say that.
I think it's fucking genius.
It wasn't bad. It was a good. It was good. It was one of those movies that didn't need to be made, but
Right.
kind of
That's
brought
what that's what
back.
the whole movie's about.
Yeah,
The
it's
whole
true.
movie is about that. It's fucking genius. Lana Wachowski took that fucking money and was like, not only are you going to pay me to direct this, I'm going to do whatever I want. And I'm literally going to make an action movie that's so sophisticated. I'm making fun of you the whole time and you don't even know it.
I just thought it was. I think it's amazing that both brothers ended up becoming transgender sisters. Like that
Sure.
to me, it's like
And brought the world of the Matrix, which I know it's not a. I think they've said it's not a trans allegory, and I think art you can sort of take it and see what you
I don't.
find.
I never thought it was a trans allegory.
But I do. Well, the character of Switch was supposed to be a male in the real world,
Oh, really?
and then in the Matrix, where you create your digital self, she was going to
No,
be a
that would have
woman.
been that would have been cool.
No, I agree, and
That
that's
would have
why
been a
they.
cool thing. But I mean, I
Right.
can. I don't. I didn't. I never saw the movies as
Well, hold on.
that.
And look, this is not any sort of a political conversation or anything like that. Like I completely support anyone. I'm just saying that um, it's a story about people who wake up and don't want to live the reality that they have in front of them.
Yeah.
In a way, they're trapped in the matrix, which is a construct they didn't create. They were simply born into it.
Hmm.
And I think there's a little bit of allegory there for trying to find your true self. Um,
Sure.
subconsciously, it's hard to ignore the fact that the directors and creators, are trans women, and that's what they invented for our world is the Matrix.
You can also, and again, I'm not. I don't. I just never picked up on that.
Sure,
If that was the intended,
I
the
don't think it
intention.
was. I don't think it
Okay.
was. I know
I
that
was
it's
gonna
sort
say
of
I could also see it as just like this is just nobody wants to be in the world that they live in because everybody would
sure,
much rather enjoy the reality or their fantasy, and that's what the Matrix is all about, is that it
sure.
creates your fantasy. So, but that's cool. Hey, transgender rights for all.
And it's interesting because I don't see any brand synergy with Backlash though,
No,
so that's a bummer.
not at all.
But yeah, Matrix 4 was pretty good. Okay,
Although wait, is Backlash? No, I'm a year later. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
so this is kind of interesting. I don't know. Over the Edge '99 is this show, obviously. But here's what blows my mind. Put yourself in this headspace. The weekend that Owen Hart died was the weekend you may have seen Star Wars Episode 1 The Phantom Menace a few times. Like live in that world for a second. Like that's crazy. That is insane. But yeah, it was Phantom Menace. It's weird. I was a fucking freshman in high school.
Yeah, yeah. There's definitely no synergy,
No, and then we don't. It's kind of
but
crazy. That's the time and place where the world was while that happened. And I
well,
know it's just one
yeah.
small thing in a world where pop culture is one minute
In a
thing, but it's
world,
certainly in a world ruled by popular
in a
culture.
world.
Um. So yeah, that's kind of depressing. June, the semi-annual King of the Ring pay-per-view extravaganza, where Kurt Angle was named King of the Ring.
No,
No,
Billy Gunn was.
Billy. Oh, this is the one Billy Gunn.
This is
That's
that
right.
one.
That's right. What an awful tournament. Why did they just not do like? Why didn't China win? Of course, I'm the guy that says China and Triple H should have main evented WrestleMania 2000. I did an entire show on that. Listen to it, the archives and Noise Connection Podcast Network. Big Daddy, King of the Ring, Adam Sandler flick. This was
Adam Sandler does wrestling holds. He talks about Chief Jay Strongbow.
That's right. Chief J Strongbow used to do this. Hey, what is it? This is bullshit. What is it? Rob Schneider said. I don't know.
He goes, hip hop,
Hip
hip hop anonymous. Damn you! You give him the easy one.
Scuba Steve, damn you!
Well, and then he goes, it's the game I win, and
Yeah.
he goes, this is bullshit. Same rules for everybody.
And then the guy that shows up was like, "Oh, Sonny Colfax, we're gonna have to take the kid. He's the revolting blob from Billy Madison."
Yes, which he had a wrestling magazine, and in the wrestling magazine you could clearly see it's Bret the Hitman Hart. So
Is
lots of synergy.
is that one of the after mags
No, I think it's a
that the
WWF.
revolting blob is on?
No, I think it's a WWF magazine that just put something on the cover.
So this July is the first blood fully loaded end of an era strap match.
Mm-hmm.
No, I always say strap match because one fully loaded has the fully loaded strap match, Triple H versus The Rock. Oh, it's the same one.
It's the same one.
Yeah, and the fully loaded first blood end of an era match is the this is me taking the cloak off. The Undertaker. Cloak, the Phantom Menace. Undertaker wins the gold Over the Edge. Anyway, it's the movie with Owen Wilson, The Haunting. Hey, Liam Neeson, I feel like I'm being haunted.
I feel like I'm being haunted.
God damn it, Owen Wilson. I'm going to haunt you. I have a very specific set of hauntings.
I have a very specific set
Well,
of
Liam Neeson ruled in the summer of '99 here. He's a big wig in The Phantom Menace.
Sure.
Have you seen The Haunting? Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
I don't know why that just got me, but it did. Have I seen The Haunting? Yeah, I think I saw The Haunting.
I haven't.
I'm trying to think. Oh god, it's just so many friggin' movies with haunting, like The Haunting of Haunted Hill, and
Well, I think it's a remake in and of itself as well.
yeah, no, that's the one that's got Lily Taylor. I love Lily Taylor. She's
Is that the short-haired girl with Owen Wilson?
Yeah, she's an underrated actress. She was in like Mystic Pizza.
She in Hollow Man?
No, she's not in Hollow Man. You know what she's in? Is she in that other movie that he's in? Kevin Bacon.
Fuck that. That's a fucking Pandora's box. The movie with Kevin Bacon.
Well, no, she's in Ransom. Do you remember Ransom?
Give me back my son.
Yeah, she's in Ransom, and I'm trying to think. Is she in the one where he sees the dead people? Talk about movies that came out the same time. Like,
talk about the next movie on our list
that
matches up with SummerSlam '99.
Nice. Is it
The Sixth Sense?
Yeah. Oh, so that means that did come out the same year.
That's Toni Collette.
Yeah, no, but what's the movie that friggin' Kevin Bacon's in where he sees the dead people?
Stir of Echoes?
Yes, that movie's so much friggin' better. I feel like.
I'm not really a fan of that type of genre of horror. I much prefer like a slasher, which I cannot believe they're making Thanksgiving.
Oh my god, that trailer looks so bonkers, doesn't it?
Have you seen the original trailer for Thanksgiving?
No.
Have you seen Grindhouse?
No.
You haven't seen?
No, I'm not a huge horror food man.
Grindhouse is the Quentin Tarantino, Robert Rodriguez double feature.
And I know, and I really didn't. That's the one. What's the one with the car that Kurt Russell's in? That's in that Grindhouse, right?
Yeah, Ahsoka and Hera are in that. We're ranking up nerd points, by the way.
Ahsoka and Hera. How many nerd points can we rank in one show?
Producer Tim, add coin sound effects whenever we earn a nerd point.
The whole time.
It's just you can't fucking hear a thing.
I know. No, okay. So yeah, I never saw Grindhouse.
Okay. Right.
Hey, you know what? I did want to tell you. You had mentioned what was going on when Owen Hart died, and at the same time as Star Wars Episode 1 was coming out.
Right.
Just so you know, the night that Star Wars debuted, WWF was having a show at the Hamburg, Pennsylvania Fieldhouse. They did a TV taping, and some of the likes of Tony Gurria, Larry Zbyszko, Peter Maivia, Ivan Putski, Nikolai Volkov.
This is 1999?
No, this is 1977. Star Wars, the original Star Wars.
Oh, the original. I thought you were talking about Phantom Menace, bro.
No.
My bad.
No, superstar Billy Graham defended the title against Pete Austin. Mr. Fuji and Professor Toro Tanaka defeated Johnny Riviera and Jose Gonzalez.
Is Professor Tanaka the gentleman from Pee-wee and who we talked about?
Yes. Yeah.
Plane Zero.
And then the final television taping, the main event, which was the dark match, was superstar Billy Graham defeated Chief Jay Strongbow
from Big Daddy.
and May 25th, 1977, the same night that Star Wars debuted. Anyway,
We're
moving
unveiling
on.
a hidden multiverse of shared connectivity between the wrestling world. See, we're integrated.
Oh, we're also.
You know, we
Hold on, wait! I got water. Ready? We make movies.
we make movies. But doesn't he just like spike the camera afterwards? Like, yeah, yeah, like,
Yeah.
that's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hear LA Knight's about to get burrowed.
Speaking of, I just got my LA Knight
Oh,
shirt
good
finally
for
that I
you.
bought after SummerSlam because I really wanted one when I went to Detroit.
I
They
thought
didn't.
about buying a main event Jey Uso shirt, but they didn't have any that appealed to me.
Yeah.
Would you buy a yellow LA Knight shirt if it just had his face, shades of the old Razor Ramon?
Yes.
I would
That-
too,
I
because it
would
would be
absolutely buy that friggin' that Razor Ramon shirt. I thank you very much.
right. Okay, so we
All right,
talked
moving
briefly.
along.
SummerSlam '99 was an out of body experience in the pay per view, but also in the movie theater because Bruce Willis was fucking dead.
Here's the question: how fast into that movie did you know that Bruce Willis was dead?
I don't think I knew.
I don't think I knew either. I think I left the theater still going like he's
I think
dead.
I was I think I was confused. I don't really, there's only one Shyamalan movie film. I didn't mean to call it a movie film. There's only one Shyamalan film that really caught me, that really did anything for me, and that was one of the ones that everybody hates, which is Signs. Because I have a primal fear from childhood of aliens, of like
Sure.
the creatures with the eyes.
And you live near cornfields, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I do. I do. I actually do. Especially when I was a kid. Holy shit! Now I live in the like suburbs with like the moms and stuff.
Now well, dude, I honestly, no joke, I literally walked around my bedroom every night for like a month, touching the walls to make sure that there wasn't a friggin' chameleon-esque alien waiting to kill me at night.
Right?
Yeah.
Like there's just something about like you feel you have a complete lack of control. Like,
That scene when he's got the knife underneath the door.
oh yeah, that's just kind of
That's the
creepy.
scariest scene I think in recent memory to me.
Yeah,
You know, for like a jump scare, absolutely.
and you got
Anyway, but we're
it's
talking
crazy
about
because Mel Gibson's insane in real life, but Joaquin Phoenix won an Oscar playing the Joker. There's something there. I got to workshop that one. So September, main event of Unforgiven. Is that a fatal four way with Benoit? That's 2000. What the fuck is the main event? Is that the roof, roof? Yes, that's the British Bulldog 6-pack challenge.
yeah.
Okay. I don't want to talk about the movie. It was a Double Jeopardy with Ashley Judd, unless you have anything to talk about it, because I want to talk about that pay-per-view.
I just remember seeing that and thinking, because she's in it with Tommy Lee Jones.
Isn't it Morgan Freeman?
No, that's Kiss. That's Kiss the Girls.
Yeah, but that's Monica Potter from Con Air. This is Double Jeopardy with Ashley Judd. Kiss the Girl. No, Kiss the Girls. What's the sequel? What's the sequel to Along Came a Spider?
Along Came a Spider. That's Monica Potter.
Hey, Polly, Along Came a Spider.
That
spider bit Andy Dufresne, and he became the Spider-Man of 1938.
That's a great Boston name, Monica Potter.
Yes, holy shit.
That's that Monica Potter.
If we did 97, one of these could have been Con Air.
Featuring
Nicolas Cage winking at the camera.
The wackiest friggin' accent, I think. His accent in that is worse than Keanu Reeves' accent in The Devil's Advocate.
Chris Bauer, why did you leave the Duffy Wrestling League?
Put the bunny back in the box.
He's like
Bubba Gump. Bubba Gump is in that as the best friend. Like, that guy has literally been in 3 movies that I've seen. That's it.
So
he's in Forrest Gump, Con Air, and he's in the Wildcats back in like 1986 with Goldie Hawn.
I have a secret love of Jerry Bruckheimer movies where the characters are all like named because of like the way they act, or they all have like supervillain or superhero names. Like in Armageddon, it's like Rockhound, Bear, AJ.
And then in Con Air, it's Cyrus the Virus.
Cyrus the Virus, Diamond Dog, Poe, Bobby, oh God, fucking Baby. Nikita Williamson's name's like Baby Go or something.
Yeah.
There's the pilot Swamp Thing, Danny Trejo's Johnny 23, like Mr. Zaz.
what do they call
Pinball is Dave Chappelle.
but like what's Steve Buscemi? Is he like the something the Mississippi Mauler or something
Damn it.
or
Fucking fuck.
and then
Garland
is
Green. The
yeah, yeah, what's Harland? Is it Harland?
it's Garland. It's
Garland.
alliteration.
Garland.
Yeah.
It is? Oh,
Yeah.
Garland Green,
Garland
yeah.
Green.
Like Garland's even a weird name.
Ving Rhames is Diamond Dog, if I didn't say that already. Sally Can't Dance is the guy from Hackers that
Yep.
wears the dress. Like they're all super villains. Like that's my point.
Yeah.
Top Gun, they're all superheroes because they have code names. That's all Jerry Bruckheimer.
Bear.
What the fuck was this show about?
Bear. Okay, so we were talking about Unforgiven with the six-pack
challenge. Everybody
challenge.
talks about My Way as being a great pay-per-view song. Totally is. But do you remember what the pay-per-view song was for this? Because the footage hasn't survived, obviously.
Why
And I'm not saying it's like a great song, but I remember the video package being really awesome.
Wait, why wouldn't it survive? What's wrong with it?
Just because they didn't pay for it.
Oh.
It's licensed music.
Oh. Okay. Oh, geez, I don't know. What was it?
It's a song called is it called Sugar? Or yeah, it's called Sugar. It's by System of a Down, I think.
Okay.
No lights. No, how do I feel? What do I say? And the analog goes away. How do I feel? What do I say? And the analog goes away. How do I feel? What do I say? And the analog goes away. That song.
Good Lord.
I was so excited when the British Bulldog got added to that match. I don't know why.
Well, because that was that weird. So that's the win. All right. So Austin loses the title to Mankind. Mankind loses the title to Triple H. Triple H loses the title to Vince.
Vince retires.
Vince retires and doesn't defend the championship, so it gets put up into this. But like, why was Austin not allowed to be in it? There was
the
like
Survivor
some reason.
Series match?
No. He wasn't allowed to be in the six-pack match.
I think he was injured in real life. He was the special guest enforcer. I think he was injured.
Okay.
Like one of those. Because didn't he was ready to drop the belt in August because he had like a minor injury that needed to take some time off because he doesn't wrestle again until No Mercy.
Yeah.
Which is the weekend that Fight Club won the box office. I saw that in theaters opening weekend.
That's synergy there. Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, we have the Tit tournament. And Jeff Hardy, the kind of people that like Jeff Hardy are the kind of people that, well, now I'm just going to be mean to an entire segment, but it's like, people are like, oh, Jeff Hardy's the best wrestler. You know, like he's the best wrestler. He's the reason I love wrestling. Also have like the Tyler Durden poster hanging up.
I was going to say, they're also the people that really liked Jared Leto's character in Fight Club.
Angel Face? There's another super villain. Or is it? Yeah, it's Angel Face. Have you ever read Fight Club 2 or Fight Club 3, the comics?
No.
You want to make Frank Miller's Holy Terror look good.
Yeah.
Read Fight Club 2 and 3.
Oh,
that is a deep reference to Johnny C on the North South. I think Aaron George and I made fun of Holy Terror.
Oh, really?
Like on the first episode of WCW Must Die. Frank Miller's weird, man.
Yeah. Yeah, Frank Miller is a little bit of an odd duck, but you know, he did bring Batman into like the 21st century, so.
No. He's got his moments. All right, we're going a little long in the tooth here, but November 14th, the Survivor Series, where the Big Show, fucking avenges his father. Paul White, you're a nasty bastard. But also wins the gold. Not only did the Big Show strike back against the Big Boss Man, but Mewtwo struck back as the number one film in America was Pokemon the movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back.
I did not see that in the movie. The only Pokemon movie I've ever seen ever was Detective Pokemon, and I did see that in the theater.
I saw this movie in theaters.
Okay. Thoughts? Moving along. Armageddon.
Armageddon was a family affair because Stephanie McMahon and Triple H revealed their sword love affair.
Yep.
Toy Story 2, a family film. And Stephanie and Triple H became a family.
Yes.
And one family was torn apart as Andy Dufresne brought Buzz Lightyear and fucking Woody the Sheriff together.
My God.
Now, speaking of Triple H, Keith, would you like to play a game?
I would love to play a game. I would love to. Yes.
All right. So this is a new segment, Multiverse Fabulousness, pay-per-view match game.
Okay.
I'm going to name 10 matches.
Okay.
You can earn 3 points per match.
Okay.
If you can tell me each one of these is worth a point. So that's the kind of the fun. The most points you can get is 30 because you get 3 points for each question. If you get to 15, you win. And you could miss one of these and get one of them right and get that 1 point. You could get 2 of them right and get 2 points. So I'm going to give you a match. You can get a point by telling me the pay-per-view it took place on.
Okay.
Who won the match?
Okay.
And what the win condition was: pinfall, submission, disqualification, count out,
Okay.
no
All right.
contest, etc.
Okay. All right.
First match. And I don't want any keyboard clicking.
Nope. I will put my hands away.
For the Intercontinental Championship, made
For
famous
Gunther.
by Gunther, Rocky Maivia defends against Savio Vega.
And these are at pay-per-views?
Mm-hmm. Now, think it out. Rocky Maivia is Intercontinental Champion. Has he ever been Intercontinental Champion at a major pay-per-view? Like a major pay-per-view?
Yeah.
Not The Rock, Rocky Maivia.
Yeah.
Okay. Work from there.
I'm going to say... Oh, God. When would he have been at?
5 seconds.
He's not
on the pay-per-view.
He's not the Intercontinental Champion at SummerSlam 96.
2.
Is it like In Your House 12?
Okay, pause. Give me a subtitle because I don't know. But the timer's up.
Beware of Dog.
All right. Your final answer is In Your House, Beware of Dog because the time is expired. It is In Your House, Revenge of the Taker.
All right.
Shit. I forgot to get a pen to write this down. I'll mark down how many points you get. All right. So, who won the match?
Well, Rocky Maivia.
All right. It was actually Savio Vega.
Oh, it was? Oh, okay.
And how did Savio Vega win the match?
By count out?
You got a point!
Yay! That's
all
tough.
Right.
Oh, my God.
So, yeah. So, I don't know. A fun little adventure here.
Yeah, no, this is fun. All right. So, let's keep it going.
Now, to be fair to the gamut of our fandom here at NoSo, this is a bit more recenter. It's not a word. The Bella Twins versus AJ Lee and Paige. You can look, but you can't touch. You can't see me from the stars above.
I'm going to say...
I probably got the words wrong. We'll go 8 more seconds.
5
seconds. 3 seconds.
Elimination Chamber.
You are wrong.
Okay.
Who won?
I'm going to say AJ and Lee and who was the other person?
Paige.
There's
a point.
Nice.
And what was the win condition?
I'm going to say it was a submission.
Oh, you got another point. You're
nice.
You're a fucking goddamn ringer in the win condition.
What was the pay-per-view?
Oh, Mania 31.
Oh God, really? Okay.
The Mania play button. I'm so sorry, fans. I fucking skipped right over it.
Okay. All right, that's fine. Okay.
All right. For the WWE Championship, Randall Keith against Jinder Mahal.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Fuck. Oh God, I know it's a fucking Punjabi prison match. And
I need the pay-per-view. We got 10 seconds. Here, I'll give you some thinking music. I don't know the words. I'm
gonna say it's like Breaking Point.
All right. It is Backlash 2017.
All right, so it's Backlash. Okay.
Winner.
Oh, Randall Keith Orton.
It was Jinder Mahal.
What? That's when he won the title?
And what was the win condition?
Did he escape the Punjabi prison?
I can't believe you got no points. It was pinfall. It wasn't a Punjabi prison match.
Oh, it wasn't?
Well, I would have said it was a Punjabi prison match. Like, I'm giving you the facts, like, for the WWE Championship.
Okay.
Like, if it was Hogan Bossman in a cage on Saturday Night's Main Event, I'd be like Hulk Hogan versus the Big Boss Man in a steel cage. But these are all pay-per-view. I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's fine.
But it adds drama because we make movies.
You got to drink water when you do that.
All right, here we go. I bet you get this one. Savio Vega versus
Why are you going with Savio Vega?
I didn't even realize it.
Okay, Savio Vega versus
Waylon Mercy. You know what I mean?
Jesus Christ. Okay.
I will take
Uh,
number or subtitle on this one for In Your House.
I will say it's In Your House 7.
Fuck, I gave away it wasn't In Your House. It
Well,
was
yeah,
In Your
no,
House 3 triple header.
okay. Well, I knew it was In Your House because I don't think Waylon Mercy ever made it to any of the big 4 pay-per-views. So.
The winner, obviously,
was Savio Vega.
okay,
By
and
I'm gonna throw out that he had won by disqualification.
that is a pinfall victory for Savio Vega.
Okay, he did pin him. All right, yeah.
He did. Waylon Mercy was a failed experiment. They put him down before he fucking even lived. All right, here we go. This should be a fun one if you recognize it. Bam Bam Big sorry, Bam Bam Bigelow versus the yellow shirt LA Knight Razor Ramon.
Oh, I think
You'll
I do
have 10
know
seconds
this.
for pay-per-view.
I think that's at a Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble?
Give me a year.
I gotta give you the year? Oh Jesus. 90
yeah.
Royal Rumble 94?
It was at hey, how much does that guy weigh?
Oh, King of the Ring 94?
Yep.
All right, King of the Ring 94.
And the winner is?
Oh, Razor Ramon.
Via?
Pinfall?
2 points.
Nice.
2 points. All right, so your grand total so far, 1, 2, that's 3. 1, 2, that's 3. 3 and 3 is 6. So you got 6 points. And all you need to win is 15. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 matches to go. We're halfway there.
Okay. All right.
All right. Hollywood Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff versus Diamond Dallas Page and Jay Leno. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
That is a Road Wild.
Okay. Give me a year thing.
Oh, come on. I got to give you the year.
Here, I will help you. I will help you. I'll give you. Is Hogan the champion during that match?
No.
Who would he have just lost it to?
All right, so he just lost to Goldberg.
Nah, I can't give you any more hints than that. You got to know what year that was. Was WCW
98.
There you go. So it was Road Wild 98. You got
all right, Road Wild 98. Okay.
Winner?
Oh god. Oh shit. I'm gonna say that it's. I want to say it's Diamond Dallas Page and Jay Leno because it's
you
like
send the celebrity home happy. You send the crowd home happy when you have a
Jay
celebrity.
Leno and Diamond Dallas Page.
Right, but you could see Hogan politicking to get it.
Well, I could see because like Jay Leno's not Karl Malone. You know what I mean? So all right, so yeah.
Win condition.
Oh, it's got to be Jay Leno pinning Eric Bischoff.
And you gotten all 3 for the first time in the history of this game. So you're up to 9 points from 6 to 9.
In the history of the sport.
That's right. Okay. And I think, look at this next one. I think you're going to get all 3 here, too. I should have picked a more complex match. For the Intercontinental Championship, Tatanka takes on Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
Oh, that's WrestleMania 9.
Okay, winner?
Shawn Michaels.
Okay, win condition?
I think it's a count out.
You've got 2. It was
disqualification.
It was Tatanka winning by count out.
Oh, okay. Tatanka won by count out. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Trucking right along. So you've got 11 now. You need 4 to win. 4 to win.
Okay.
Albert, The Big Show, and King of the Ring award winner, the one Billy Gunn, versus Canyon, Hugh Morris, and Sean Stasiak.
Is that Invasion?
Okay, there's a point. Winner?
It's got to be the WWF team.
And win condition?
I'm going to say pinfall.
All right, you got 2. It was the Alliance that won that one.
Oh, they did win? Okay.
Yeah, because it was safe to. I think it's Canyon. No, somebody pinned. I think Billy Gunn or Big Show. Maybe
I was trying to think. I'm like that tag team on the other side is a shitty tag team, so that's why I couldn't think that they would have given him the win. But
so we've got 2 questions left, and you just need 2 points.
Okay.
All right. Bradshaw, who we spoke of earlier,
Mhm.
versus Scott Hall.
Oh shit.
Hey, Bradshaw, mine. 5 seconds.
I'm gonna say Backlash of '02.
Wow, good for you. You just need one more point to win the game because that
Wow,
is
was it really
correct. Yeah,
Backlash
yeah.
'02? Wow.
That's
Okay.
the small. It's a very small window. They
Yeah.
still had the Poison NWO on contract, and Scott Hall was still able to perform.
Yeah.
Victory, winner.
I gotta go with Scott Hall.
This is post draft. You've just won the game.
Nice.
Unfortunately, we still have one question left, but good for
That's
you.
fine. Well, let's see
And
if we can.
win
Yeah.
condition.
Oh, he pins him.
All right, you got all three there.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we'll just do this last one for funsies,
Yeah.
but it still counts. D'Lo Brown versus Val Venus for the European Championship.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God.
This
I
is
think
semi-memorable.
yes, because I think this is when Mark Henry turns on D'Lo.
Yeah, you're thinking about, since you've already won, I'll tell you, you're thinking about the year we did the box office for. That's a different year.
Oh,
Mark
it is a
Henry
different year.
turns
Okay.
on Mark Henry turns on D'Lo, and Jarrett wins the Euro
Oh,
Continental.
it's Jared. It's Jared.
Right.
Okay.
This
All
is
right.
Euro only. This is
Um.
bulletproof vest era.
Okay. So then I'm gonna say that this is 98.
What show though?
Oh yeah. uh, I will say like Judgment Day.
SummerSlam. Highway
Okay.
to Hell. It's
All
the
right. Yeah.
opener.
It is.
Yep.
Oh, all right. And
Winner
I think it's Val Venus, right?
via.
Via pinfall.
It is D'Lo Brown via disqualification. Val Venus takes the bulletproof vest and money shots the ref. No, he pushes the ref or something, and then he gives the
Oh
ref the
yeah.
money shot.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
All right,
Well,
you
I
got.
won. The winner is you.
That's right. Congratulations. So it's like a little game show segment. I like the idea of doing like different games and shit because whenever I'm
Shit, that
driving,
is a good one. Yeah.
I like to play along with people. Like not, you know what I'm saying? Like I like to see if I can get
Yeah.
it before the other person gets it. So I thought it might be
Yeah.
entertaining to listen to.
Yeah.
Final segment of the night, Keithie. I told you to put it on hold.
Oh God. Okay.
All right. Debuting another new game here on the Multiverse of Fabulousness, Sven or Vosloo.
Oh. I thought it was gonna be like, how much of a dickhead is Bradshaw?
I give you a movie. You tell me if it features Sven Ole Thorsen or Arnold Vosloo.
Okay.
Our two guys.
Arnold Vosloo.
If Tony Schiavone was around, he'd call them our moves. That's his move. Is mentioning Arnold Vosloo or Sven Ole Thorsen.
Okay. All
This
right.
is, to me, this is a real easy one. Mallrats.
Oh, it's Sven Olsson.
Right. Oh, and there's 8 of these, so you have to get 5 to win, I think, is what it
Okay.
is.
All
So
right.
there's one. Gladiator.
Arnold Vosloo.
That is Sven Ole Thorsen.
Damn it. Okay, Sven Ole Thorsen. Okay.
Leonardo DiCaprio's Blood Diamond.
That's Arnold Vosloo.
That is Vosloo. That's
Yeah.
right.
I know that.
Ben Affleck. He's been all over the show tonight. And this man, Morgan Freeman. Andy Dufresne was Ben Affleck in The Sum of All Fears.
Oh. Arnold Vosloo?
That is Sven Ole Thorsen.
Damn it. Okay, all right. Shit. He's been in a lot more stuff than I thought.
Which
Okay.
actor appeared on an episode of The Red Shoe Diaries?
Sven Ole Thorsen.
That is incorrect. It's
Damn it!
Arnold Vosloo. Oh no, Keith.
Do I have to get them all right?
I think so.
Oh shit. Okay.
Who appeared in the epic flop about Christopher Columbus, 1492?
That's Arnold
Conquest of
Vosloo.
Paradise. All right, that's
Arnold Vosloo.
That's right. Notice G.I. Joe is not on here. It's too easy.
Not as the Mummy. Or the Running Man, you son of a bitch.
It wouldn't be as difficult. All right.
No.
This is a fucking under-remembered children's movie. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't deserve to be. It stars Steve Guttenberg and like a Mauritania style. It's a Mauritania style movie about a dolphin and another animal that become friends. I don't remember what the animal is called. Zeus and Roxanne. And one of these motherfuckers is in the movie.
Sven Olin Thorson.
It is Arnold
Damn
Vosloo.
it! Ah, shit. Okay. All right.
However, there's 8. So you
Okay.
could tie with a correct answer on the last one.
Okay. Good.
All right. Hard target.
Ooh, hard target. Ooh, that's Sven Olin Thorson. It,
Keith.
it's Arnold Vosloo.
Okay. I wanted to finish with this one because Keith, I think I've discovered like the most perfect film of all time.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Hold on.
Hard target.
Hold on.
Isn't that?
Just pause. That's Jean-Claude Van Damme, where they hunt him for sport. Lance Henriksen hunts him for sport, directed by John Woo. He looks like Gambit.
And yeah, and Arnold Vosloo isn't. Oh, he is in that. Okay. Well, whatever.
Arnold Vosloo is the head stooge, the guy that fights Van Damme. But here's the thing: in the opening segment, when they show them hunting a random homeless guy,
Yeah.
Sven Ole Thorson is in the movie. It's the perfect movie. They're both in it.
So I get a point, right?
Yes, you get a point.
Nice. All right. Good.
And Wilford Brimley is in it doing a Creole accent. Okay, Hard Target is the greatest movie ever. Based on all these facts. John
Yes.
Woo, Gambit, Van Damme with a mullet.
Gambit.
Okay, because he's Cajun. Wilford Brimley giving himself diabetes, like, oh, I'm going to eat some food.
Yeah. Sven
Both
Ole
Vosloo-
Thorson.
Yeah, both of them are in it. Lance Henriksen is an awesome villain. And the Witchblade chick is in it. She's got a unique voice.
Was that the last movie?
Yeah, that's the last
all
one
right,
on
okay,
that that contest. But you
So-
tied.
No, I didn't. I think I lost.
Well, you got 4 out of 8. That's halfway there. But it was rigged because you were always going to get the last question right, and you were like, I don't know, Peter
Okay.
Griffin.
All right. Peter Griffin. How about this movie?
Okay.
The 13th Warrior.
Arnold Vosloo.
No.
Oh,
Sven Ole Thorson.
damn it! That
He's
seemed
the-
like a Vosloo error because you need an accent for that movie. Like, bring in
Mhm.
Vosloo. We need an accent.
Yep. How about?
Now, keep in mind, I just looked at these today, but I didn't get the first one, so go
Oh, yeah, you
figure.
get the first one. How about?
Wow, you slid in that one easy.
How about? Shit. Where am I looking? I don't know if I can. An episode of Bones.
Vosloo.
3 episodes of Bones. Arnold Vosloo.
It's like, look at my Arnold Vosloo. Now, I noticed I don't know if you know this or not. Arnold Vosloo played Darkman in the 2 direct-to-video
Yes.
sequels.
Yes.
I will give you $1 if you can tell me the subtitle to Darkman 3, because it's like the best subtitle in movie history.
Oh shit! I think I've actually seen Darkman 3.
It's cheesy and dumb as shit. Like,
yeah, I don't remember. What is it?
It's called Darkman 3. Die, Darkman,
Oh,
die.
yeah, Die, Darkman, Die. Yes. And you know why I know that is because I remember I remember the trailer where it was like, Die, Darkman, Die.
Yeah, it's such a dumb title for a movie.
Yeah.
But Arnold Vosloo is the shit. And he's awesome in Hard Target. Like, I want to go watch it right now.
You know what's great is that who's the who's the guy that plays the villain?
Lance Henriksen?
No, and Die, Darkman, Die.
Oh, Jeff Fahey.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Don't fucking you can't come to me with Jeff Fahey. I think that was my first exposure to Jeff Fahey.
Did you watch Lost?
No, I didn't.
Oh, he was in Lost, and he was kind of like a hero in Lost.
Sure.
Which is funny because I don't think I've ever seen him in anything where he's not playing a dick.
He's the lawnmower man, right?
Yeah, and he's kind of a dick
man.
in that. Like he gets all smart and then like starts killing people.
His
So I was so excited when he plays. His name is Frank Lapidus, and he's like an airline pilot, and he's the fucking shit.
Is he
Lost.
French? His name's Frank Lapidus?
No, he's just like an American guy, and he's like
Lapidus.
No, he's not Lapidus. He's just I'm Frank Lapidus, and I've got diabetes.
Jeff Fahey is also in the fake trailer from Grindhouse, which we talked about earlier for Machete, that became a real movie, just like Thanksgiving.
Oh no! Nice.
It's a multiverse, man.
Yeah,
well,
it is.
That's the presentation.
That seems to be it. Yeah, the winner is you.
That's what I had curated. I hope it was fun.
Oh, that was awesome. I love those games. That's Sven Ole Thorson or Arnold Vosloo.
Well, I mean, I figured our fans deserved, to get resolution.
Hmm.
It was the final resolution.
I think we should do that with another. We should start doing that with another two actors. Like
Oh,
you
we
should.
should do it with Dylan McDermott and Dermot Mulroney. That might be too easy though, because even though their names are confusing, they're very easy to tell apart.
Yes.
As are Sven Ole Thorsen and Vusu, but they're in the same style of movie though, just like
Sure.
McDermott and other guy, Dylan McDermott and Dermot Mulroney.
Dermot Mulroney. My favorite
My
thing is
best
in
friend's wedding is
Dylan McDermott. No,
it's
Dermot
Dermot
Mulroney.
Mulroney.
Dermot Mulroney. I had to think
Yeah,
about that for a minute. Dermot Mulroney.
yeah.
But the campaign.
Never seen it. Don't know it.
No, it's a great
It sounds
movie.
like Dylan McDermott though.
Well, here's the kicker about it. So it's a movie where it stars Zach Galifianakis and Will Ferrell, where they're running for like
Oh, that's right. That's right.
a representatives House of Representatives seat. But the best is at the end. So Dylan McDermott's in it, and he plays like a Karl Rove kind of like political assassin kind of thing, and
Oh
not assassin in the fact that he's killing people, but he's
no,
like
just like an image killer.
yeah, and he at the end he's like they try to like put him. They're trying to put him on trial. Or they're trying to like get him and Zach Galifianakis is reading off his aliases, and one of the aliases is Dermot Mulroney.
Genius.
Yeah, it's really funny. So
That
I
is,
love that movie. That movie's like an underrated hit as far as
yeah.
I'm concerned for like for Will Ferrell and Zach Galifianakis. The
I remember
campaign.
it flew under the radar. It wasn't like, I mean,
That's
I don't know.
that's
Was it a little more serious? Like, was it a little more like a black comedy, like a dark comedy?
no, it was totally like a goofball.
Oh,
But I mean,
okay.
the funny there's like a line where Zach Galifianakis gets Will Ferrell's son to call him dad in like one of the campaign videos, and then Will Ferrell goes, "I'm gonna fuck his wife," and he goes, "What?" He's like, "That's a bad idea." And he goes, "No, no, no, that's a good idea." He goes, "You go onto my shelf, you get a book of good ideas, you open it up, first page, you get my son to call you daddy, turn the page, I'll fuck your wife." It's so fucking stupid. You gotta watch it. It's so dumb.
God damn.
It's good. Like, and the best part is like they're wearing like the United States flag pins.
Oh, sure. Yeah, because you have to.
Pins get bigger and bigger and bigger as the movies go on.
That does sound like something I would enjoy.
Yeah, it's a great movie. So
Well, there's something to think about come November to
that's right.
watch. Speaking of which, we'll end with this. I have a question. I asked a friend this the other day. I said, "What are you going to watch on Labor Day?" And they're like, there's not like a Labor Day movie." And I was like, "You bite your tongue. Of course, there's a Labor Day movie." And since we talked about Thanksgiving, which you haven't seen, the fake trailer for this now a real movie, what would you say? What would you guess the Labor Day movie is?
Is it a horror movie? Is there a movie
Oh
called like
no, it's
oh
like
oh
it's like no, it's a comedy.
I don't know 9 months? I don't know what.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh, oh is it a way? Is that Labor Day weekend?
It's Labor Day weekend. He's like, no, wait, I
Awesome.
got an idea. It's Labor Day weekend. I got
Whoa,
you.
whoa, 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 whoa. Here's a question: did you see Weekend at Bernie's 2 in the movie theater?
I did not, but I loved it on home video, especially the part where Bernie dances underwater and
Hmm.
Patty Mayonnaise is in the submarine and she's like, "Hi, this is Patty Mayonnaise's voice, but I'm a real person."
Hmm.
Because I'm watching the movie and I'm like, that's Patty Mayonnaise.
I went to the movies with my
Hey,
friend.
Doug.
I went to the movies with my friend to see Weekend at Bernie's 2. There was one other person in the movie theater, and it was a homeless guy who was sleeping. No one saw that movie.
Do you think more people saw? What do you think did better box office, Weekend at Bernie's 2 or Mannequin 2 on the Move? I'm saying Bernie's because Bernie was more recent.
I'm going to say Mannequin 2 on the Move.
I don't know what the answer is. I was looking at the 1980. Well, I don't know.
I don't know what the answer is, nor do I give a shit.
I was looking at the 1983 box office results the other day, and like the 71st or 68th best movie that year was, financially speaking, was Scarface.
Wow.
And it made me think about how like movies can really find like their moment in time just after they not when they're released. I'm not saying Scarface is like amazing. I think that the first time I was exposed to it, I really enjoyed the camp of it all, the awesome synth score. Like, and I get why it's such like a cult film. I don't even know if you could call it a cult film anymore. Like, it's just like a thing, everybody. But I'm just saying.
Oh, so you were correct. Mannequin 2 on the Move,
Like a million.
box office 3.8 million.
Okay, and Weekend at Bernie's is like maybe 11.
Weekend at Bernie's was 12.7.
Okay. My son and I play this game when we're waiting for movie trailers to start. He'll give me a movie, and I'll guess how much money it made.
That's terrible. Not the
What-
game. I'm talking about the movies. Those both movies are terrible.
But they both have Terry Kaiser.
They sure do. Frenchie Martin.
That's right. Yes, our Frenchie Martin. So
Yeah.
that being said,
Je m'ouille.
I am going to head up to French-controlled Canada.
Oh, good.
I'm going to head through the portal towards there. Keith, is there anything you'd like to serve to us that's not part of a large meal?
There, yes, but you have to pay for it separately. So
So
that
it'll
is a
be a
wonderful.
little.
That is a wonderful segue into the show that I host, a la carte with Keithie, and I was actually thinking of tapping you to join me on an episode. It's gonna be, we're gonna have to figure this out because it could be very close to Multiverse of Fabulousness, depending on how wacky and control. Like the most recent episode that would have dropped, probably when this airs,
Just a few
it was,
days ago.
yeah, it was with me and Pete and or Peter and I, and it was so close. The only thing that was missing was the wrestling show that we watched. It was so close to a
Right.
greatest Mountain.
There was no recap of an actual wrestling event.
Yes, and I feel like that you and I would be so close to a
I
Multiverse
know.
Fabulous.
I know.
But and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to hold off
Oh,
and
for sure.
on you
No.
and Pete, because I think I've said before, I feel like we have great chemistry, and we can flow very well. We can anticipate each other's sandwiches and things like that. So
But
I
you got to
think,
establish your own identity over there in
well,
terms
no,
of
I
what you
want to
want
make
to
sure that,
create.
not even that. I want to make sure that I can be able to differentiate enough between the two. And I
Absolutely.
feel like Pete and I
Absolutely.
successfully did that. So you and I can do that, and I'll
Yeah.
have you on, and you and I can figure out, we can play some more movie games and some more.
Absolutely. I
And
like a good game.
I'm gonna tap your untapped potential of sports knowledge.
Oh, man, I have so much. No, I know you're big. I know. Look, I really do know like your big picture stuff. Like I'm not a sports guy, but like, I know who rigged the World Series because
Actually,
of that movie 8 Men Out. So I know a lot of
no,
things.
believe it or not, we'll probably introduce a new segment on that show. You and I will talk some kind of comic book challenge or some kind of comic book discussion. So,
Are you well, speaking of comic books, the fucking name is escaping me. But just a few days ago, Jenny and Tim.
exposition.
Exposition, yes,
Yeah.
because it's such a delicious pun. Because it's a one on the not only a pun on the Jenny position, but
Hmm.
exposition is expositional dialogue.
Exposition. Yeah. Yeah.
But all about X-Men. They did the Pride of the X-Men.
Yep.
Stan Lee made a cameo.
Yep.
Talking about Australian Wolverine and fucking the war crimes of Magneto and his
Yep.
posse.
Hmm.
And in an episode, a cartoon that's not bad. I mean, they cram a lot of shit into that. You got Toad, the White Queen. So listen.
Episode 1 of exposition on the North
Yes.
South Connection was
Yes,
fantastic.
listen to it. If
Yeah.
you like this show, like I'm just saying, like I mean, you should listen to that over the Jenny's great, and I like Tim. But what I'm saying is that if you like this show because of the type of things we talk about, if you got the reference earlier to the second season of Heels being like X-Men United, this show is for you. Like it's
Yes.
get over it. You're there.
Absolutely.
Get
Yeah.
there now.
Hmm.
Do it. I like that. That was good. And TNA Never Dies surprisingly came back on No Holds Barred again with
Yeah, it
Jenny
did.
and JT and Aaron. And holy shit, I fucking love TNA. TNA Never Dies is the show that inspired me to get into podcasting.
Nice.
It is a true story. That's where WCW Must Die was spawned from, which you can hear on the new TNN.
WCW Must Die.
I have a lot of fun with that one. We're actually,
TNA never dies, but WCW must die.
that was the gimmick, and but I kept doing Multiverse, but my we're gonna have a special edition on the new episode on the new TNN coming out here soon. Not only where it's multiverse related, but we're gonna do like a WCW Must Die one shot about the WCW Slam Force. You familiar with this? You seen this? You heard about this? Are you familiar with WCW Slam Force? It was a one-issue mini comic book that came out that turned year 2000 WCW wrestlers into a superhero strike force.
I don't remember that. Who put that out? Was it like just an
Marvel.
independent? Really?
Marvel fucking comics. WCW has a fucking superhero team in the Marvel universe, and they exist in the Marvel universe because they had their own 12-issue comic line, which I want to do a show about on some program somehow, some way. Like, I fucking love Marvel WCW 1 through 12.
Okay.
But this has been the North-South Connection Podcast Network, the Multiverse of Fabulousness. I feel like a shameless whore promoting all that stuff. Just
good.
end the show. He's Keithie Langston. I'm Jonnie C. And a winner is you.
Bazinga.
But you told me to freeze.
You ever see the inside of a Turkish prison? You ever seen Johnny, you ever see a grown man naked?
Oh, what is that? That is a...
From Airplane.
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like there's a Billy on the end there. But I prefer
Billy.
Airplane 2, the sequel.
Yeah.
When they shoot Scraps, he's like,
the
Scraps!
whole Shatner thing. Shatner's great.
Good.
With the psh.
Yeah. Oh, God. There's a movie I need to watch. I like The Trial. They're like, over Macho Grande.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Oh, should I end this? I forgot I was recording it. I'm ending it.
No, keep it. I don't think
Okay,
I'll
good.
ever get over Macho Grande. Those wounds run pretty deep.
Over Macho Grande?
Over Macho Grande.
I love the over Macho Grande. No, I don't think I'll ever be over Macho Grande.
What a great gag.
Yeah. But it looks like I picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. I think my favorite is when he goes, looks like I picked the wrong week to quit amphetamines. Like amphetamines.
Amphetamine. Well, it's the 80s. That was what it was.
Yeah, it was.
All right, Keith.
I'm going to end this. All right.